everybody, it's time for the Weekly Bee. Hosted by your friends Tom, Pax, and JP. Everything that ever happens Billings-wise, or an excuse to drink in disguise. Guess we'll just have to wait and see. And everyone, it's the Weekly Bee.
Videos ago.
Oh, Thomas.
Video.
How are you this week?
Oh, buddy, I'm good.
I love to trick you with that.
Are we in?
We're in. We're going, baby.
Let's do this.
Hey, folks, welcome to the Weekly Bee with Tom and JP. I like to do that to our guests as much as I possibly can because I think I get the most entertaining comments out of them.
Yeah, you like to just throw a curveball right off the bat there.
Well, speaking of curveballs,
yeah.
How's your week?
My week's been good. We had to kind of reroute our podcast this week. We didn't get to record everything on the right day and the right time. So
we're trying something a little different.
Definitely some curveballs there for sure. So, I mean, do you want to explain to the people why we're not wearing the same outfits?
That's exactly what I was about to do. Well, you get that bottle of whiskey open over there.
Yeah. So let's. Well, I'm just going to give the name of this. So we got Hudson Bay Bourbon Whiskey. It's a Hudson Baby Bourbon Whiskey. I'm going to learn how to read, folks. This is the third week in a row that I haven't gotten it right.
Normally me that can't read. So.
At a Tuttletown Spirits, Gardner, New York. And we have not tried this yet. We've not tasted it.
Other than Larceny, that is the only one that I had ever tasted that we've ever had before we started this podcast.
Yeah, everything else has been brand new to us.
And
hopefully brand new to you as well.
And I enjoy that part because it's actually making this a little bit more fun to me. So while we're testing this whiskey here, folks,
cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
Oh, boy. That's a front runner for me.
That's right up there. Whew. Yeah, no, that let that chill out for a minute. And what's the proof on that?
Good God, it's 46% alcohol, which would make it 92 proof.
Where's it out of? Kentucky?
No, this says New York.
New York.
New York City.
What? There's numbers on the back. Is it a numbered bottle?
Yeah, it says year 18, batch 14, bottle 6506. This was not a cheaper bottle.
Nothing we've had has been cheap.
You know what? I just wanted to treat you this week. I feel like you've been working real hard. You've been doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Especially this week with all the curveballs that we've been given this week.
Yeah, absolutely.
So tonight on tonight's show, we have Peter from Black Orchid and Nic from Walker's Grill. Mm-hmm. And those guys are about as busy as we are. And so to nail down times for all of us to do this, we are actually shooting this in two separate segments. So if you're watching this on the YouTubes, we are wearing different outfits than we were the last time.
Right, because God forbid we'd wear the same outfits 2 days in a row.
I am way too lazy to do something like that.
Yeah, so obviously Chef Nic couldn't get away from Walker's at 10 o'clock or 8 o'clock on a Monday night. Yeah. That wasn't going to happen, so we did it in the daytime.
So we did it in the daytime, and it was a lot of fun, and you guys really need to stick around. I will post a picture of Peter's shoes on the Facebook.
You're going to love them.
They are absolutely amazing. They are set.
Not only you're going to love them, you're going to want to buy some. Yeah. You're going to want to get
your
own.
Did you order a
Not
pair?
Yet. Not yet. I'm putting together my whole
Peter
Vanderloos. Yeah. Get
I'm
the
pretty
whole
close
thing.
with the hoodie and whatnot today. So
yeah, he's a character for sure. I had a great time meeting both those guys and learning about their crazy wild lives, and it was really cool.
Great businesses in town.
Great businesses.
I'm glad to call them my friends.
Yeah, I'm glad to now call them my friends.
Yeah. So when you see this, it's a little wonky this time, but you know what? We're gonna keep doing this until we figure it out.
Well, sure. I mean, really, the only thing but you guys in the audience or the watchers or listeners are going to notice is that we're wearing different outfits. Everything else is going to seem pretty much normal to you.
Fun. So how was your week? What'd you do? Anything? How was your Valentine's Day? How was your commercial holiday of forgiveness?
It was fantastic. For those of you listening to the podcast that wanted to get in on the wager for the over-under for the bill, I think the mark was set at 160.
Yeah, I think so.
With tip, and it came in at 190, so we blew that.
No, 160 without tip.
Oh. Then we were pretty close. 154 without.
Mine
without
was a little higher, but I may have.
Yeah.
For those of you guys that didn't join in with us at Walker's on Monday night or Tuesday night or whatever night Valentine's Day was, because it was a long week last week. Mine was at 175 without tip, but somebody bought a round of shots for all of us. For those of you watching on YouTube, remember to subscribe because that's when you get to find out the interesting things, but I'm pointing to the guy that spent that without tip. But I sure did have a dang good time in that cauliflower. I can't wait to talk to Nick about that cauliflower.
I know. It's really good. It's trying to make its way onto the regular menu, so if you missed it on Valentine's Day, we're trying to convince Nick that it needs to be there all the time.
We're working with a cauliflower supplier.
We are trying to get a good deal on some cauliflower, that's for sure.
But otherwise, yeah, no, it was a good week. I had a lot of fun. I did not do anything as crazy as I did the weekend before, where everybody downtown got to talk about me.
I don't believe you for a hot second. I mean, you live a fun life, and I know this. I'm sure we all did some crazy this weekend. We did. I went out. I'm going to blow your mind right now. I went out dancing.
You went dancing
Saturday night
with both your left feet?
Both my left feet. Yep. Both my left brains. I don't know how to dance, man. You just get out there. What do you just bob around? You just shake your head. You do some arm movements.
I can dance though, Tom. That's the difference.
Yeah.
I can dance. I'm not as good as I used to be.
Okay.
Not as good as I once was. I think is actually due to age. But yeah, I used to be able to.
You got some skills, buddy?
I used to be able to flip girls on the dance floor, jitterbugging. Yeah, I used to. I mean, not so much in the hip hop realm.
You can't do the running man.
I can do the running man. I mean,
can you do the move
basic.
Where you grab one toe and you jump through the hoop?
And if I tried that right now, we'd just take me to the hospital.
God, I would love to see that. I'd pay money to see that.
Pre-order the ambulance, please.
So we started our night on Saturday at the Crystal Lounge. We sang some karaoke.
Yeah,
and then
it's always good.
Went to Daisy Duke's and danced there for a little bit. At one point, I took my quarter zip off and just had a T-shirt on, and I realized that I was dancing so hard that I sweat through my T-shirt.
Ooh.
So everyone looked at me and they're like, "Dude, and I'm like, "Yeah, that's not good at all."
And then ended at the loft.
We ended at the loft, and that was a good time too. Have you ever been in the loft dance club at the loft?
Yeah.
It's a good time.
Saturday, it's a really good time.
They got a good laser light show and good atmosphere.
It's the best place to dance in town.
I think so.
I mean, if you want to do country, yes, Daisy Dukes is awesome.
Yeah.
But if you want to go dance hip hop style or whatever you call it,
hip hop anonymous.
What else do you call it? I don't know what else to call it. They have a very good dance floor there, and it is a lot of fun there.
This is my new favorite whiskey, man.
Yeah, this is really good.
It's like brown sugary. It's a real sweet.
Yeah, the sweet on the end is really good.
It's dangerous for sure.
I still don't think it's beat Jack yet.
Yeah, and I know.
Sorry.
I don't typically drink on Tuesdays. I just save it all up for that Monday night podcast, and now it's Tuesday night, and I'm out of my element for sure.
I only drink with friends, so thank God I got you around.
I only drink when I'm awake.
So what do you got going on in Billings this week? Anything? I know Atmosphere's coming to town. I can't wait for that show.
Yeah, Atmosphere's coming, and then also Core Blund is coming. We talked about that last week.
Last week, Core Blund
wanted to let everyone know that get their tickets before they sell out.
Saturday?
Yeah, we got. Let me find it real quick. We got Core Blund on Saturday the 23rd, and we got Atmosphere on Tuesday the 26th.
Yep.
I'm gonna try to go to that Core Blund if I can.
I can't. I go to Core Blund.
Yeah, I go to Core Blund. Can't go to Atmosphere because I got a hockey game that night. Priorities.
On Tuesday you have a hockey game. What time is your hockey game?
I think it's at 9.
Ooh,
it's a late night.
Yeah, that'd be right in the middle of it.
Yeah.
That'd be right in the middle of it.
Not good. What else we got going on in Billings this week?
Well, you know what? I'm not a ton. We're getting into that concert release season.
Yeah.
And we are filming this on Tuesday. So we did get released 2 concerts today.
Yeah, tell me your thoughts on them.
Well, here's my thoughts on them. One of them, well, actually both of them I'm kind of excited for them for 2 separate reasons.
Okay.
Rob Zombie and Marilyn Manson. I've seen Rob Zombie. That is a show. That dude throws down. Mm-hmm. I have never seen Marilyn Manson. All I've ever seen of Marilyn Manson is on YouTube and whatnot. I can't wait for that to go to the barn and echo the fuck out of that place, because that's what happens there. But I do want to see Marilyn Manson, so I could say that. Marty Stewart and Steve Miller. Steve Miller, seen it, done it, been there, don't give a fuck. I mean, what's his third or fourth or 18th fucking time he's been to town? I mean, I remember when he was popular. That's how fucking old I am. But I'm not excited up. But Marty Stewart. Okay?
Marty Stewart.
I saw Marty Stewart, I can't remember for positive, but I believe it was a year ago at Alberta Bear. And when I went to Alberta Bear and watched Marty Stewart play a guitar, I've been to a lot of concerts. I've seen a lot of artists. I don't care what music it is. I don't care if it's rap. I don't care if it's country. I don't care if it's rock. There are musicians out there that are just on another level.
Right.
Marty Stewart's on that level.
He is? He's just an incredible guitar player.
It didn't matter whether he grabbed a mandolin. It didn't matter if he was on a bass. It didn't matter if he was on electric. It didn't matter if he was on a guitar. It didn't matter. The dude can beat up a guitar string. I mean, it is absolutely unreal. I was so taken back after. I mean, I remember seeing him 25 years ago at a place somewhere. I don't remember where because I was drunk. I believe it was him and Joe Diffie, to tell you the truth. I'm pretty sure it was at the Metro, but it might have been Homestead Days. I'm not really positive.
Right.
Lots of alcohol has covered up that memory. And I don't remember him being that good.
Well,
but when I went last year with a friend of mine to Alberta Bear and watched him, and I'm almost positive that's where it was, the dude...
He can jam.
Unreal. Just one of those moments where I don't care if you like his music. I don't care if you go get tickets to the show or anything. Just look him up on YouTube. He just can wail on a guitar. And it's absolutely amazing.
You don't care if you like him or you want to enjoy his music. You got to respect the talent that the guy brings.
Artist.
Okay.
The artist.
Because
What are your feelings on this?
Well, I'm just going to be 100% honest with you and with the podcast world and people on YouTube out there that. When I saw that these concerts were released today, I knew 3 of the 4, and Marty Stewart was not one of those.
And I could fully see that because he's not in any one. He's been irrelevant for years. Great songwriter. He plays a lot of after seeing him last year, I went and looked him up because he hasn't been around for a long time. He's only got 2 or 3 #1 songs. Like he's not that big of an artist. Got a kind of a little cult following kind of guy, but he plays on a lot of songs that like he was the studio artist on a lot of that stuff. He wrote a lot of those songs, and so I could see that. I could totally see that. And
then I feel the same way. Like Steve Miller Band, I saw them, and they're just as enjoyable as you could.
Blues Fest,
4 or 5 years ago, whatever. And really. If you own a CD of the Steve Miller Band, or if you have downloaded some of their music,
I'm a joker.
Yeah,
I'm
smoker. Yeah, and they play that song or any of their big old red airliner. If you hear any of those on your downloaded version, it will be the exact same thing that you hear live. So I'm not excited to see them one bit. And then you've got Rob Zombie, who I think I saw when I was 20 years old, living in Los Angeles. For that, that 11-month stretch of time that I did in Hollywood, I think Rob Zombie
and your porn career fizzled.
It just went down the drain. And I saw Rob Zombie with Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah. That's who I saw.
Sabbath,
Rob Zombie was with Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah, at the Forum is where I saw
mine. Mine was in Denver. Mine was 6, 7, 8 years ago. Don't get me wrong. This is great. Rob Zombie throws it down. Like, it's a show. But
and then Marilyn Manson, I would never see that ever.
I said, the only reason I want to go is because I've never seen Marilyn Manson. I would never search out a Marilyn Manson concert. Like I would.
Right, you wouldn't travel to see. No. You wouldn't go to Denver and check out Marilyn Manson.
The only reason I went to Denver was when Ozzy was first retiring, 6 or 7 years ago, and
So I want to just throw this out there.
Yeah.
This is the first time maybe in my entire life that I will say that I've agreed 100% with Scott Burby, because today...
I do too. I agree with Scott Burby also. Also the first time in my life.
Yeah,
also.
4 leads, he said, announced in one day, where the 4 leads that are coming to Billings are combined 239 years old.
Wow.
That's...
it's older than America, isn't it?
Wait. I'm not good at math. So good job, Scott, on that, because I agree with you, buddy. And I know, and even on the comments on Scott's post, somebody put, I think that people just go to these concerts because they're so starved for concerts, and they'll go to anything. And I totally agree.
I agree.
So if we keep paying the money to fill the Metra...
The United States is 231 years old.
So if we keep paying the money to fill the seats of the Metra, or First Interstate Bank Arena, what are we calling it now?
Not quite. I don't think it's all the way approved.
So we could probably get sued for that.
May 1st, I think, is when that happens.
At the Rimrock Auto Arena. If we keep filling that thing up and paying the $50, $60 a ticket, they'll just keep bringing, the Rob Zombies and the Marilyn Mansons, because we're so starved for entertainment. So I think if, as a community, hear me out,
I'm listening.
We just boycott all this and nobody buys a single ticket, then maybe the next person they bring is Maroon 5.
Well, here's the struggle with that.
Tell me the struggle. Is that Maroon 5 tickets would have to be $400 a piece?
Pretty much.
Yeah. I know the struggle. I get it.
What I think the difference is when I talk to people around, everybody's like, oh, Bozeman gets this, Bozeman gets that. Well, here's what I know in my knowing people from everywhere and talking to people from everywhere. What show did I just go to there in Bozeman? But neither here nor there. Here's what I know is when they go to Bozeman, they take a week off. Because they go to Bozeman.
And they party it up?
They don't give a shit about the money. They go to Big Sky. They
it's
go
their vacation.
Fishing,
Yeah.
They go... And when I talk to people that work at Brick Beaton Fieldhouse and all that stuff, those people are in a different land when they get there, and because they do build it as a place to go fishing and hanging out. Dirk Bentley, that's the concert. Dirk took his whole crew, everybody, Florida Georgia Line, that just happened, did the same thing. They were up there for 5 days.
Yeah.
Partying, having fun, enjoying themselves, going to Big Sky, going to West Yellowstone. So when they go to Bozeman...
It's not a regular concert.
I may be wrong.
You probably are.
I probably am. I'm just speculating. That part of it is, we're doing it for a little bit of a discount, but we're going to do this stuff. And I know in all those years working at Brew Pub and Hooligans and whatnot, there was a lot of people that came to Billings to do the same thing.
There's been some rumor. I don't want to break any news on the podcast that I'm not 100% sure about, but there has been some rumor of developing an amphitheater down by Yellowstone River.
I've heard that
Rim
3
Rocks.
or 4 times.
Yeah, with the Rim Rocks as a backdrop. And I think now with the with the green light of the One Big Sky District and things starting to move and Billings is starting to develop and grow for the future. Yes.
We're going to start painting things not tan?
It's going to be amazing.
That's my thing about Billings. I love this city. I would do anything for this city.
I'll never leave here. I love this place.
Why in the fuck do we have to paint everything fucking tan? Why does everything have to be fucking tan?
It matches the Rim Rocks, bro.
Oh my God. You go back to Bozeman for a second. They have things that are brown, that are black, that are red, that actually have some fucking color.
Yeah.
Instead, we drive around and have fucking tan to the north and tan to the south.
Yeah, everything's kind of brown around here. Did you see?
But now we plant a tree.
Yeah. You saw the mural that the lady painted. I'm sorry, I don't know her name off the top of my head. But the mural inside the parking garage.
Is it tan?
No, it's blue. It's beautiful. It's skies, and it's amazing. Yeah.
Are you talking about right over here?
You bet.
Behind the Hooligans?
Yeah. Yeah.
They put color on something?
They did, man. It's so beautiful in there. It's great.
Fuck.
I'm telling you, Billings is coming to life. I can't wait for the next 5 years.
I'm scared of them making a First Interstate at Metro Park.
Why?
Because it'll be orange.
Be orange and red, right?
Yeah.
Put some color.
With
just a little bit of color.
Everything in this fucking town is tan. Like, every time we build it. Like, I guess I don't watch enough Community 7 to sit in on that, like, that part of city council meetings and whatnot. But I swear to God, this is what it is. So we're going to build a new pizza restaurant on the West End. Are you going to paint it tan? Because if you're not going to paint it tan, we're not going to do it.
We don't want it in our community.
Am I wrong? Like, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm fucking wrong.
No, dude, I think you're right. I saw the face for that Odd Duck restaurant, and it's not tan at all. It's black and red, and it looks like it could have been a real nice place.
Have you read
I don't know that
we'll
ever. Yeah, I've read this. You know what? Before we even talk about this any further, I'm just gonna say everything. If we say anything at this point, it's just all allegedly.
Allegedly,
so that
every part
nobody
of this story is allegedly.
gets sued. But all I've read is the Billings Gazette reporting on it.
Well, and we know how much we trust that.
Yeah, so that's probably only 18% true, allegedly.
Allegedly,
but yeah, it's shocking to say the least. I mean, there's some allegations in there, and it's a little mind-blowing, man.
How do I skirt around this?
I don't think you should. I think you should just dive right in. I'll skirt around it.
I think that what I think is funny about this town is everybody is so petty about shit that whether somebody did or didn't do something, if you work for somebody in this town, they will stop you from working for somebody else.
Well, yeah, but...
And there's some really big allegations on this story, and don't get me wrong, I don't know anything about that part of it.
Right.
What I'm talking about is, on the regular, in this town, if you've got some money in this town, you're allowed to paint your building brown or tan, and you can slow people down from being able to do other things that they want to do because you don't fit their normal.
Sure, and I think that from what I read in the Gazette article is that the chef signed that non-compete clause. So, I mean, once you sign that thing, it's pretty ironclad. You can't really get out of it. So if they say, I mean, from the people I know that have had the non-compete clause signed and enacted,
I've signed one of those and actually went to a lawyer, and he's like, it wasn't even worth the paper you wrote it on.
Well, you're a different animal. Let's be real.
That is true. I'm an animal.
But I think once I don't know, retrospectively, that chef could have said, I don't want to sign this. I think that my skills are marketable, and I'm not going to sign it. If you still want me to work here, I'll work here. But the problem is he signed it and then tried to allegedly, God damn it, go start a new thing somewhere else, and they enforced that non-compete. And then there was some other enforcements that happened as well, I think.
Well, I think part of the problem is it was written by a lawyer and not read by another lawyer, if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Here, sign this. I'm a lawyer. Trust me.
Yeah.
We've all been there before. We have all been there before. I promise. It's just here. Sign this.
Sign it.
Just sign that. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, it's big news in Billings right now for sure. Everyone's
man,
talking about it. I don't know how many views that story has on the Gazette or on the Billings Gazette Facebook page, but it's got to be.
It's got to be up there.
It's got to be. It's
because we really don't. Other than meth heads and casinos getting robbed, what else do we have? I mean, you and I could do a whole show on fucking casinos getting robbed in a week.
Yeah, we could. It's happening less now, but there was certainly a rash of them going around.
Well. Thank you, BPD. They are my favorite. I really do.
They kick ass around this town.
I'm not. Those guys do something I could never even fathom doing.
I went through a stretch of time in my life where I really thought I wanted to be a cop. It was like 3/4 of the way through my bartending career, and I'm just like, this is something I think I could do. Mm-hmm. And then I thought about it for literally a minute. I'm like, I could never do this job.
No, there's no way I could do that. I mean, I didn't mind being a bouncer at the bar. Didn't mind throwing people out.
Uh-huh.
It actually kind of gave me an adrenaline rush once in a while.
Of course, yeah. But how long?
I've had some fun ones over the years.
Sure, but how long until that adrenaline rush doesn't really happen anymore?
I got more of an adrenaline rush after on a $3,000 or $4,000 night than I did kicking somebody out of the bar.
Yeah, of course, and then it becomes a job, and then every time you go, you clock in and you put on the vest, and you're like, well, I might not come home today. I mean, you said
the important word. And how many times have you had this said to you? Oh, you're a bartender. That's a great job.
Oh,
There's that 3 letters right there. J-O-B.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a job.
It's a job. I get that all the time. Oh, you're a bartender. That must have been fucking great. Da, da, da. No, I went to fucking work just like you did.
Yeah.
Granted, I worked in a very fun environment, but I got to stand there while you guys got drunk all night.
And had fun, yeah. And at the end of the night,
I had to clean up your fucking mess.
Yeah, that was always the worst part. That's always the part that the customers didn't see, and maybe that's the best part. Same with in real estate. Like, your clients and your customers are not really supposed to see what happens behind the scenes, the stress that you go through to make them have an enjoyable experience, get through from beginning to end, whether it's transactional like at the bar, or if it's a relationship wise, like in real estate, like you get through the whole process and they don't really see how hard you work on the back end.
Yeah, they don't know the hour of cutting fruit before you even step in the door.
Or every time you pick up a plate from somebody and your finger goes in the ketchup and you have to go wash your hands. Like,
how
it's
many
gross,
times you
man.
wash your hands?
It's
You're like
gross.
a fucking doctor.
Yeah. Surgical student. Yeah. It's terrible.
What's his, Joey Diaz? Like a doctor.
I like your Joey Diaz. That's a good impression.
I tried. No, that one wasn't as good. The first one was like a doctor. I like Joey Diaz. He always makes me laugh.
How could you not like Joey Diaz? He's a little crass, a little blue in the comedy world, but he's really funny.
Well, after you've been in prison for a while and whatnot, prison changes a man.
Kill some people, sell some drugs.
That's an Eric Weber line right there, isn't it? Prison changes a man.
Right, for sure.
Hot property.
So another thing that we talked about with Nic and Pete.
Yeah.
You guys will hear this when you listen to the whole podcast.
And also, I forgot to mention this. We do have Corey Champney on the show tonight. So,
yeah, he'll be on as well.
I always forget to talk about him.
Yeah, we did Pete and we did Nic, and then hopefully, we get to Corey right after them. But
that's why we're doing it on a Tuesday. Corey could only do it on Tuesday.
Yeah, Corey could only get here on Tuesday. We have a limited amount of time, but we're going to try, of course, work him in there for sure. But Pete had talked about getting the two of us into a hot yoga class, and not the easy beginner hot yoga class. We're talking about getting into the really, really hard hot yoga class.
Can I walk in there with a barf bucket?
Yeah, and then he had the brilliant idea that he wanted to film it or live stream it just to see, how many minutes we made it through. And I'm certainly not looking forward to that at all. But for you guys...
If I walk in with a diaper and a barf bucket, are we good?
You're good. None of the rest of us are good. Oh, I'm not looking forward to it at all. But I think I'm going to have to go back and listen to the words that we said out loud. And I think I said I'd do it. If I said I'd do it, then I guess I'll do it. But I don't want to do it. But for you guys... I
can't touch my toes. He doesn't ask me to touch my toes.
I can hardly touch my knees.
Without losing breath.
Right. But if it's to promote the podcast and promote Black Orchid, and why not? Let's do it.
Can we have a plate of Nick's cauliflower on the floor?
Of course we can. Maybe that'll get us to bend down a little further.
That's the treat. Yeah,
that's the carrot at the end of the stick for us. The cauliflower on the floor.
Yeah. Well, guys, make sure if you have not already subscribe YouTube, Facebook. Make sure you're on your favorite podcast app, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, whatever. Just make sure you subscribe. If you need any help subscribing, shoot us a text.
Yeah. I mean, it's really starting to take off. We've seen our number of plays go up each week, which we're really, really excited about. And we thank you for supporting us, telling your friends. And really, that's all we need at this point is if you like what you're hearing and you like listening to us tell our stupid stories and the guests that we have on, then just tell a friend, tell a family member, and help them subscribe. That's awesome.
We're still working on a party.
Yep.
St. Patrick's Day is coming up.
So we're thinking about doing a little podcast launch party. We haven't really talked the details yet, but I mean, it's in the works. It's because we want to give back to you guys. We want to feed you and give you some free beer and booze. And
well, everybody wants free beer and booze.
Yeah, that was the plug I was trying to make.
Well, guys, we appreciate you listening. Make sure you subscribe. We're going to be right back with Peter and Nic and Corey Champney here right directly. So thank you guys. Subscribe.
Thanks again. Well, Brady's made no qualms about the fact that he's very Republican, very much a Trump supporter.
Well, he's got lots of money. He has to be.
Well, Well, folks, on that note, we are here with Pete and Nick. Nick from Walker's Grill, Pete from Black Orchid.
Orchid.
Orchard.
This is the first time I've ever filmed one of these during the day, so I'm not drunk.
You're not filming, you're recording.
Actually, we are filming.
Oh, no
Behind
shit.
you.
Yeah, we put your back to the
hey.
camera.
Yeah.
That's
On
my
purpose.
best side.
Yeah, no, we did that on purpose. Nobody wants to see a chef. That's why we had him in the back.
Yeah, so instead of drinking whiskey today, we're drinking bubbly sparkling water.
Yeah.
This is
Cheers, Tom.
circa. Yep. Cheers, buddy.
Yeah.
He's the bass player of the kitchen.
Put him in the back.
If that isn't true. I've always said for years the only difference between a great chef and a great bartender is the ability to talk to people. Unfortunately, he has the ability to talk to people. He's just ugly as fuck.
We need to get you a bartending job.
No, I can't bartend. No,
like an
I've tried it.
engineer.
I've attempted it, and the problem is that I consume too much of it.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah, I'm really bad for my own business if I bartend.
yeah. You drink the profits.
I have to taste everything.
Yeah.
Over and over. I mean, obviously, when I was really fat, I had to taste everything else as a chef, but that's allowed. A drunk bartender's not as well.
It's not as accepted.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
How
they're out
do
there.
you test your food anymore?
Huh? I've gotten to the point now where I can actually taste everything, but for a while there was points where I'd taste whatever I was making and I'd find the nearest trash can, spit it out, and go, okay, cool, add salt. And tell my line.
Jesus Christ. That's dedication.
That takes.
It sucked.
No, I gotta ask you. You're keto, right? You're on the ketogenic
Yeah,
diet,
both
or
of us are
you
actually.
both are.
Yeah.
So I was gonna ask if
I'm
you're
not.
If you, I mean, yeah, I am. I'm on the keto diet every day until about 3 p.m. And I need a beer or a sandwich or both. But how do you then test your food? Like, do you test the pasta if you make a pasta, or do you?
I'll taste the sauce.
Oh, there's the sauce.
Usually, and
you know what the noodles taste like.
Yeah, I mean, and I'll taste the pasta, make sure it's cooked properly, and then spit it out.
Right.
But I mean, I'm at that point now where a little bite of pasta or a little bit of something like that's not going to kill me. But
Okay. All right.
Do you have the keto blower thing from the internet where you blow into it and it tells you you're in ketosis and then
no, I'm pretty sure I'm always in ketosis though.
Yeah.
Based on all the stuff I've read, like I'm always cold, I always have to pee. Yeah,
Oh, is that a thing? That's a thing?
that's the thing. You have to pee all the time when you're in ketosis.
It is true.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
And you know,
I
you
thought
can,
it was just because I was drunk.
You don't have to pee ever because you sweat out every extra ounce of
I live
liquid
at
in your body.
108 degrees.
Yeah, that shit's miserable.
It's fantastic.
It's so hot.
It's
so
good.
hot.
so you do hot yoga at Black Orchid.
Yes.
Yeah.
And hot spin, don't you?
Hot spin, hot shape, which
I
is yoga with
know
weights.
it's going to be hard for you to believe, but I used to be a spin instructor a long time ago.
I think you should bring it back.
Ooh, I don't know.
Let's do it.
Might have a heart attack.
Let's
I
get
think
you in
we
there.
should film you guys in a class.
That
Okay.
would be entertaining.
I'm in.
I'm down.
Okay.
I don't give a shit.
Live.
Which class though?
Any class.
Like, can we put
Do you
us
have-
in the hardest class and just watch us fail miserable?
So
would
in
be
other
my-
words, it'd just
my
be a video of me
Thursday
laying
night.
on the floor.
Segue, your Valentine's date would whoop your ass through that class, man.
Dude, I'm well aware. She keeps trying to get me to go, and I'm like,
I went.
I'll go.
I went,
eventually.
man. I go 2-3 times a week. Well, I was. Now I'm
Not
taking a week
naming
off.
any names. Shmishmela Shmovash.
And time. She asked how long it would
This
take.
just turned into the roast of Tom Baxinos.
She asked how long it would take for someone to mention her name, and I'm like, I promise nobody will.
Yeah, not her.
Remember, you guys, how we talked about this before, and I said, don't bring it up.
I don't have rules.
I don't have rules either. I live
That's
by
why
my
I
own
love your
rules.
restaurant. Speaking of loving your
yeah.
restaurant, that fucking cauliflower
Oh, yeah.
The fried one from
for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Please
Yeah.
tell me that's going to have a life.
We're in discussion. We got to perfect a little bit more. A couple little tweaks to it, but
In negotiations with a cauliflower factory or what?
What's in it?
everything.
Yeah.
Fried cauliflower. We fry the cauliflower in pork fat first, and then sauce. We called it our David Chang sauce. Shout out to David Chang. If you ever actually listen to anything I ever do, you wonderful, great man. He's a chef, for those of you who don't know. He's on like every single Netflix show you haven't seen. But we called it that. And it's just Korean sauce. It's lots of gochujang, lots of hoisin, vinegars.
Was that the creamy sauce that was on there?
No.
Okay, that's a totally different thing, right?
That was a
That
little
was
lot.
only on yours. I didn't have sauce on mine.
That was lime.
Some
lime
young guy
crema.
lime crema, yeah.
Yeah, lime crema, and then a little bit of you'd have grapes. A little sweet, a little spicy, a little salty, a little bit of everything.
So good.
It was so
I mean,
tasty.
everything on the menu was always good, but that was unreal.
Did you get to Pete? Did you get to have Peter or Pete? Either one.
Either's fine.
Okay, Peter.
John.
Did you
Hey, you with the green shoes?
did you get to have Valentine's
Peter
Day
Pan
dinner?
shoes.
Did you get?
My buddy used to say to me,
Peter Pan shoes.
he was this guy, Joey, little gangster dude from Newport Beach. And he was like, "You fucking Peter Pan shoes, cuz."
How long have you owned these shoes, or do you just have a lot of green
these
shoes?
ones are pretty new. These are about a month old.
Okay,
You just rotate through them.
The other 35 of them are, they're from years. And then they turn into lawn shoes.
Yeah, you have. Well,
Oh, you mow the lawn in those?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't mow the lawn.
I just don't like socks. I hate socks.
He hires somebody
Hate
to mow the
'em.
lawn. I know how this works.
I do mow the lawn.
Do you
That's
really?
the one thing I do.
Doo-doo.
Because I just got this Toro time cutter last summer.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Does it cut the time?
It's fun. It cuts the time.
It cuts the time? Nice.
it's self-propelled. You have the.
Oh, yeah.
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 Okay. Yeah.
Is there any way
It's
to
fun.
mow the lawn?
Dude, the first lawnmower I had when we moved into our new house was there was no propel. There was no drive.
Straight push.
Yeah, it was horrific. I have a video of me doing it, mowing the lawn.
And let's cut to that video. Wait.
I want to actually. There's expand. You on video. You doing physical labor is the hardest part.
Listen, mowing the lawn is one of my most favorite things to do. It's like meditative.
It
you
is.
just put your headphones on, you just do it, and then you're done an hour later.
Lines have to be straight, though.
Yeah, dude.
See, and what's funny is I would rather mow your lawn than mow my own lawn because I'm so busy trying to.
You
make
get
money and
paid
doing
to mow
things.
someone else's lawn,
That's what it
except for and when you shovel snow, except when you don't show up.
Yes, no, I didn't
Have
I
3
didn't.
kids, own a couple businesses, and then mowing the lawn is a fucking break.
It's a
Well, see,
it's a
and
getaway.
It is.
I have 2 kids, and mine are old enough now that I barely see them. I have to go negotiate time with.
You should all mow the lawn together.
Yeah. I'm like, all right. So Thursday at 3:30, from 3:30 to 3:46, we can hang out. Yes.
But you have
But
to
you
meet-
have to pay.
We have to meet at the police station, though. That's the only thing.
We have to meet at the
monitored
police
visits.
Well, I thought you meant to pick him up from jail.
It's been a minute. Last weekend was a good opportunity.
Oh,
but
yeah?
Didn't make it.
No.
No. I still keep hearing rumors and stories of what I did last weekend. And, yay.
On Valentine's night?
No, 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay. On Saturday. Last
when
Saturday
I
night.
called you at hockey.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
I wish I could.
Somebody forgot to eat.
Somebody drugged him, I think.
Yeah, you know how that goes.
You were roofied, huh?
Yeah, I was full roofied by the Monte Carlo.
That's slanderous.
And he was willing.
Allegedly.
I-
Allegedly.
I
Allegedly.
allegedly paid for a bunch of Jaeger bombs at the Monte Carlo.
Allegedly.
I used to roofie myself.
Yeah, those were the days, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting so expensive now.
I know.
Yeah. Stupid.
I mean, since I've been sober, there's drugs that have come out. I don't even bath salts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fentanyl.
I don't even know what that is.
Fentanyl was. Ooh.
There was
Is
a
that like a
time.
pain medic, like a
Yeah,
morphine-ish?
it's on steroids,
That's
man.
what
Spice?
everyone's dying from. Spice is a different thing.
Then down something rainbow or what are they doing?
I don't know.
Unicorn?
I don't.
Yeah, unicorn.
Rainbow
Yeah.
unicorn.
Yeah.
Rainbow Unicorn, that's an energy drink.
That
That's
is.
delicious.
And I had one of those this morning.
Thanks to the nutrition.
Wait, is there
Hey, I
a new
wanna
drug
know.
called unicorn? What is that? What's that all about?
It's
Don't
in
worry
that,
about it.
It's in that synthetic drug land that you just don't.
Don't
wanna
worry
be
about
in.
it.
Yeah. What's with the Bang energy drink? I mean, who got away with that name?
I don't know.
A very, very smart, smart
In a yoga
individual.
studio, we carry cases of that stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've never seen a drink fly off the shelf like this stuff.
Well, I've had a
Is it any
bang or
good? I
two in
haven't
the
had
yoga
any.
It's
studio.
phenomenal.
Is it? It's like no carbs, no nothing.
Well, I mean, usually, like when when you're in the workout world, or whatever, and you would have a energy drink or a pre-workout. If it tasted good, chances are it worked like shit.
Yeah.
These taste great, and they work great.
And they work, yeah.
So
And there's no, and then it's keto, right?
It's everything friendly. It's 0 calorie. It's I mean, obviously drinking a whole bunch of energy drinks is definitely not good for anybody.
Right.
But
Neither was a bunch of cocaine, but
Both.
We're in a step up. We've stepped up a little bit, maturing.
We're dads now.
Yeah, I was a dad then.
I was going to say I'm in retirement. So.
I might have been. Not so sure.
Yeah, could have definitely been there.
So Pete, what do? You are the head chief of operations of.
I'm the child care supervisor at Black Orchid.
At Black Orchid.
Yoga Spin.
No, they really have childcare. It's amazing.
We do.
So that's why you go there. You could sit in a little room with the little kids.
Oh.
Our previous conversation on the air.
He's an odd duck.
Oh, those hot dogs.
Jeez.
That just happened. Hope nobody's
And
read
you're welcome,
the Billings
folks.
Gazette.
We got the Scoop Gazette.
Yeah. Before we say another word, everything's allegedly.
Allegedly, I own Black Orchid Yoga Spin.
We should really rename this podcast to the Allegedly podcast.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah. We use that quite
Fake
a bit.
news.
What all do you guys offer over there then?
Yoga, hot, spin, warm.
So I can just come in and pay for some warm?
I mean, you could.
You
if
can.
you want the warm.
You could go in there and you can pay to lay down.
You can.
Oh.
It's somewhat a very expensive sauna.
It's a very expensive sauna.
Better looking women. I mean, yeah. I mean, that's it.
I like those.
It's.
Do you offer anything? Do you non-hot yoga, non-hot spin, or is
So-
everything hot?
We are actually in the process of an expansion right now. That we'll have a non-heated studio. We'll have aerial. We're going to do teacher trainings.
How did you get into yoga?
Oh God! 16 years ago, I was dating a girl, or I might have. Yeah, I was dating her, and
I don't remember 16 years ago.
and
either.
I just remember she was. I mean, it didn't matter, drunk, whatever else you would do at night. 6 a.m. She was there every day, and I'm sitting here going, "What in the fuck?
Yeah.
Is this person do?" You know, and so just very dedicated every day, 6 a.m. And I was,
Tell
of
me
course, a
about it.
gym guy, and I would go to the Sherman Oaks Galleria, the 24-hour fitness. I'd walk around for like an hour and maybe lift one thing and walk out and be like, "What in the fuck did I just do?"
Why did I pay?
And you'd have to get like parking, and then you'd have to walk for 10 minutes, and then you would go up there, do nothing,
I would quit at the 5 minute mark and turn around and
no,
go
it
back to
was
my car.
But I always thought that yoga
we can
was,
tell you haven't walked to where many places in a while, JP.
Yeah, I know. It's not my fault.
So I would just, my idea of yoga, being a Montana boy, was, people just like ripping farts and
Banging on drums and
Namasteing.
I was, yeah, exactly.
Namaste at home.
And just,
Namaste at home, man.
doing the Om thing, and which, I mean, all that is it. But then she bet me I couldn't make it through an hour-long class, and I went with her, because I was challenged, and I did not make it through, but I was blown away. I was like, this is the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. And I've done, everything. Every drug you can imagine.
except for the new ones that we don't know about.
Exactly.
We don't
Except
know
for
what a
rainbow
unicorn is.
Spice and unicorn salts or, hot yoga. I was hooked.
Hot yoga is insane. I have done it
Immediately.
a few times at that other place in town because the other owner is
Sure.
also a friend of mine.
Sure.
And it is absolutely unreal for not doing anything. And I mean this in like you're not running around. You're not
Right.
How you
You're
can run
standing
out
in a
of air.
spot. You're just standing and stretching, and why should it hurt so bad?
And why should you be out of oxygen? Why do you have to stop so you can breathe?
How did I get to my target heart rate?
Anywhere.
I was in my target heart rate now, standing at the top of the mat.
I went one time, I think
I haven't
6
even
years ago.
farted
I went 6 years ago to a one in Bozeman, and my wife was the one who talked me into it. So similar. She's like, I bet you couldn't do it. And I was a firefighter at the time. I was in great shape. I could run 6-minute miles. I was killing it, right? I get in this class, and I'm dying after the first 10 minutes, and I go to drink water, and the yoga instructor is like, we don't drink water yet. We don't take a break.
See,
and
I
I'm like
didn't
getting
understand
shamed.
that.
I'm being shamed. I'm like, no, this is hell no. I'm dying. I looked there and said, hell no. And I drank water, and I was being,
You were shunned by the class?
I was shown by the class. My poor wife is trying not to laugh at me during this. And needless to say, an hour and a half later, I was dead
Yeah.
and cried. I never went back. And then his sorry ass talked me into going.
I'm not going to name any names, but he went to a place rhymed with schmickrum.
Yeah. You're to pay for the love for me.
Okay. But 90 minutes is overkill.
Oh my God,
care.
no way is that worth it. An hour is awesome. It's perfect.
Perfect. You'd want to die.
And his classes that are offered there, and I've had them from you and your wife, and I think one other person I've had a class from, but like it's insane. It is the hardest thing I've ever done.
Yeah,
I mean,
and you're not running around.
I ran into burning buildings.
You're
like
just lifting your own heavy ass.
Yeah,
that's
right.
the crazy part
and
about it.
And you don't realize how heavy that ass can be.
I plenty realized how heavy my ass was.
So, and why I feel like we are different, and this was somebody said we're the Guns N' Roses of yoga studios, and I'll tell you why is because the lighting in there is like a concert. I mean, it's like you're in a damn concert.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
The music in there isn't the.
It's on point, man. The music is on point.
I'm gonna go through a playlist here.
See, that's.
But hold on, while you go through that playlist, why don't you tell us about, because you have a music background.
I do not.
See, that's
lies. Fake news.
When I was a spin instructor, that's why I had people in my spin classes, because I didn't play your normal playlist.
Right.
I walked in. As soon as I walked in, everybody was on the bike. I turned the lights off. And I mean, you got to remember, this is
1965
12 years ago, before like Soul Cycle and all these
Right.
other things were out. Like, I'd walk in, turn the lights off, and we started hitting whatever it was. And the first words out of my mouth was, if you're offended by cuss words, you probably should
need to
leave
leave.
my
Exactly.
class right now. And then the owner found out about it, so she got mad at me, and I said, just come to one class. So she comes to the class, and because I had
Were
a
you
little-
packing the class?
all 20 bikes every
Packed.
time. She walks in and she goes, I guess I'll leave. There isn't even a bike for me. And I go, that's why.
Yeah.
Because we come in and we have fun. I'm on the microphone going, come on, let's fucking get it. Let's go,
Right.
let's go, let's
Right.
go.
Yeah.
And people love that shit.
Yeah.
And that's why it's like a performance, and that that's what I do. And so, going through, I'm just going to take you through like a playlist yesterday. Okay, first song, "Wish You Were Here," Pink Floyd, Angel, Jimi Hendrix, Three Libras, A Perfect Circle, Fleetwood Mac, Temple of the Dog, Journey, Santana, Aerosmith, Weezer. I mean,
Jesus.
It doesn't
that's
sound like
a yoga class.
yeah, it doesn't sound like the normal idea that you have of yoga.
And
where
I
you
think
just,
that's why the young crowd has been like, "Oh, this is." Oh, you get the good word,
I
and
think
it's kind of cool.
You've kind of motivated me to try a
was
class
just gonna
just
say, I'm
because
sold.
Dude,
that's part of my issue with yoga is, I mean, I don't know if you've noticed, I'm 900 miles an hour. I'm just like you.
I know.
I'm just like you. Like, I don't
We would be
sit
trouble.
around.
We would
Yeah.
be trouble.
Oh, yeah.
If I was still.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I am Pete. I'm a saint. I am a saint. Don't ask. But no, I'm 500 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And so for me to go to a yoga class, everybody's like, you just got to let your brain go. My brain doesn't go.
I don't either.
And it's always going.
So
They
you
talk
get in there though,
about-
and you can't not turn your brain off. You have to focus because you're trying not to. Well,
Die.
you know,
Well, I
you're
understand
trying not
that,
to
and
shit
I
your
get
pants.
that, but when I'm sitting there
Sharks are welcome.
in normal yoga, and it's like, and we're peacefully walking through the metal. We ain't walking through no fucking metal, bitch. You know what I mean? Like this
is
that's
hard.
The way my brains are. Instead of
No, but-
listening to music that I would listen to.
You're in there listening to Pink Floyd or
Well, it's-
Prince. Like Prince comes on, and you're like, dude,
Prince.
this is what
Yeah.
I'm talking about.
I mean, if I'm out mowing a lawn or doing snowballing or whatever I'm doing, and I have my headphones in, my brain's shut off.
Right.
But if I'm listening to so the peaceful frog hopped from pedal to pedal while you let your breath go.
you're just ready to snap, right?
Fuck you, bitch! Ain't no fucking frog.
And there's always, there's always a.
Yeah.
And for me, and it happens
And
a
I'm
lot.
the only- and I'm the only
There's
dude-
been times
and
where
I'm
I've
the
had to
only
get
dude in
up
the
and walk
class.
out of the room because I start laughing so hard. I can't not. You know what I mean? Most people are like, just let it go. And I'm like,
It's in my mouth.
So, are you saying you play the music loud enough that you can just let them let them go?
you can let him rip.
you can rip.
Nice.
I mean, if you want to rip, but I'll tell you what, you get 108 degrees, 30, 40, 50 plus people in there. That stench does not
Try to hold it in,
It hangs
right?
for a minute. It's
it hangs on. It doesn't leave you either.
It's
it might have come with you from Black Orchid to here now.
It could have.
I'm glad you changed your shoes.
That's all I change. I wore jeans in class this morning.
Yeah, right. I'm glad you put pants on again. That's twice in 1 week I've seen you in a
I
pair
know.
of pants.
I got a pair of pants I like, and
You gotta wear them.
Oh yeah, no, I have the same. Once I find a pair, I
my
like it.
everydays.
Yeah, the everydays.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's how guys
it usually
are.
takes me 4 or 5 pairs to
does.
find the next pair every day.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's why my jean collection's where it's at.
Otherwise I wear yoga shorts or just, not yoga, just shorts.
What are yoga shorts?
I don't know.
Really expensive shorts.
They are.
Well, I'm sure.
I get a wholesale deal, though.
I found out yesterday that Lululemon makes yoga clothes for men. Did you know this?
I have 90% of my wardrobe.
I have a Lulu pair of
I just had no
Lululemon
idea. I
pants
thought it
that
was a company only designed to sell towards.
What the hell's a Lululemon?
Yeah.
What's a Lululemon?
What the hell's a Lululemon?
It's an ingredient that you need to start using.
I was like, this sounds like something I should cook with. Like, is this like a Meyer lemon?
It's a cauliflower company.
It's the Nike of yoga clothes.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it Nike the Nike of yoga?
Yeah,
I wear
Nike
Nike
too,
in
but-
there. Am I allowed to wear my Nike in there? Am I going to get made fun of for wearing Nike?
It's the Colin Kaepernick of football. I mean,
Do we have to kneel before we go into walkers now?
No.
oh, Jesus.
No.
Oh, my God.
And I would like the cauliflower, please.
Does Lululemon last longer? That's a great.
You know what? I'll be honest with you.
sentence.
It does.
Okay.
And I'm an avid, I'm going to find the best deal.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my Jewish upbringing. But it does. It is a nicer quality.
Uh-huh.
It just looks better. The color's better. It fits. Yeah, I mean, you put it on, you just. And maybe it's just the confidence thing. You're like, this is a $90 pair of workout shorts, and I'm going to sweat in.
$90?
60 to 90.
Yeah, I've got a pair of pants. They're like kind of Docker, but they're not like they're that style. But they're Lululemon. They were $165.
What the?
Great
Oh,
for
they're the
your
best.
balls.
Oh, I know.
No underwear needed at all.
No, never.
It is unreal.
I'm out too.
Yeah.
See, along with socks, I don't do underwear either. Never have, never will.
That's my good deed for the environment.
That's why my pants are so tight. You know what I'm saying?
Less laundry detergent.
That's right.
Zippers still scare me.
Just one less thing to worry about, I guess, right?
Oh, yeah. You got to be careful.
Yeah, no, you got to make sure you tuck.
Wait, is the sock thing an OCD thing? You just don't like them?
I don't know. I think it's just a pain in the ass to put them on, and maybe it's I'm always taking my shoes off going into yoga class or coming.
So it would be an extra step.
Slip these shoes on and call it a day.
See, I'm an anti-shoe person in the general. I mean, if I could get away without shoes, period, I would be all over. But
I think I would too.
They get mad at me.
Yeah, if we can get this
I wear
podcast off the
flip-flops.
ground, we
You
can
know,
just
that's
come
a
in
thing.
here every
Yeah.
day and not wear
That's
our
a thing
shoes.
called grounding.
Yeah.
When you don't wear shoes, supposedly you're grounding.
Like here, if I'm here by myself, I usually just take my shoes off at the door and I sit here with it. If I'm at my other office, same thing. I walk behind my desk, I take my shoes off. I mean, I just don't. I wear flip flops most of the year unless I'm doing snow removal or it is actually snowing. I'm not a sock person either.
Hate them.
Yeah.
I wear socks up to my knees almost every day.
Wow.
I know.
And when I do wear the socks, I only wear the short ones.
I have to wear cool socks.
Golf socks only when I golf.
Yeah.
See,
I don't
I didn't wear socks in my hockey skates growing up.
That's
And
not.
that was
Ouch.
the
Not
worst
right.
smell. That's the worst smell ever.
Oh, I don't
but
know.
they
Girls
fit so
volleyball
much better.
Knee pads are up there. Those things are fucking amazing. Ooh, yeah. Daughters that played volleyball, and you'd be driving around, and they'd have them out, and you hop in the car next morning, you're like, what? Fuck, there's knee pads in this motherfucker, isn't there?
You've never had a
dig around,
hockey
sure
bag
enough,
in your
they're
car,
right.
have you?
Oh, no, I've had hockey bags, and it's
Pretty bad too.
Yeah, last week I left
I mean, I
my
don't
hockey
think that-
bag in my car overnight, and I got in the next morning. I had like
You gotta
3 degrees outside. I've got all the windows rolled down. Like, this is horrific.
Yeah, it's
not
amazing.
good at all.
Yeah. Shin guards also.
Oh, they're terrible.
Yeah, that's another good one.
gloves.
The gloves are
The
really
gloves are the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Hands down, it's your hockey gloves.
And then when you play in a league where like fighting is allowed, it's not allowed in the league that I play in. But
No.
but players like intentionally get their gloves as stinky as you can get them, so you can rub them in other dudes' faces. Like, that is just nasty. This is I don't want to play that game.
Well, Nick, tell me your story. We're a firefighter, and then all of a sudden we decide we want to start,
No, man,
one up in McDonald's or what?
If I ever had the success of McDonald's, I would feel like you guys if you had a successful podcast that people actually listen to.
Right.
Yeah, we're getting there. This one might get it as an two extra views because these are people that nobody knows.
Yeah.
They don't even know that we're friends with you guys. So.
Billings, meet Nic and Peter.
Now y'all are known.
Yeah, did you go to culinary school or did you
No, I
you figured
graduated
it
high
out?
school from here, and I went off. I wanted to be a pediatrician, and then school sucked. I hated
Back to
college.
kids.
Yeah.
I got a job working at the Yellowstone Club. Back to kids. Oh, you guys
Pediatrician.
are odd. You guys are really odd.
Duck.
Goose.
Derailed again.
I know.
I fell in love with cooking. I just kind of kept doing it. And then the firefighter thing happened about 3 weeks before I was supposed to get married. I got laid off from this super awesome job in Bozeman and spent the next 8-9 months unemployed and pretty much had nothing to do with my life. So I sat around my first job back. Actually, today, Facebook, thank you for telling me. It's been 9 years ago today. I sold my very first Kirby vacuum cleaner.
Nice. So that's a real thing.
No, that's a legit thing. I sold door-to-door vacuum cleaners. I had a gun pulled on me. I had doors signed on my face. I got, I went into one house, and I'm pretty sure they were having, a cult ritual. They were all wearing these white, ones. It was a Mormon thing, I'm guessing. But they invited me in and told me their story.
Peter's house when he was doing drugs.
Could have been.
Why do the Mormon underwear
remember
keep
you.
coming up on every podcast that we do?
Aren't they, what are they called? It's a the proper
A
name.
romper now.
No, they're called
no, we looked it up
garments.
last week. Yep.
Yes.
The
Garments.
garment.
Mormon garment.
Magical underwear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were on last week's show, too.
So, needless to say, I quit that. I got a job as a lunch lady working at a K-8 school in Bozeman. And it was legit, dude. It was cool.
Lady land.
It was. I was super Chris Farley then, and
Navy beans.
I had this moment where I was
I
like,
could
"This
see
isn't."
that in
Yeah,
you. Add the 100 pounds you've lost this year on. You are
at
Chris Farley.
70 pounds on 100 yet. If I lost 100, I might be skin and bones.
You're
but-
skinny.
Yeah, you're skinny, bud.
You were 70
Never.
pounds heavier
Yeah, I
a
was-
year ago?
Have you seen
I was
his pictures?
dude. I was
No.
70 pounds heavier 6 months ago.
He had to walk in the door sideways.
Ah, that was just my head.
And that's,
also true.
that's only gotten bigger since
And still
you're
on video,
6'6".
bud.
My back is turned. Anyway, I just kept cooking, fell in love with it, and the firefighter thing. I was working the school, and I was like, I'm only working 40 hours a week. What do I do with the other 40 hours that I have? 'Cause, as a chef, that's all you do. You work all the time. If you're not working 60, 70 hours, you're like, what am I doing with my life? And I got an opportunity to ride along on a fire truck for something. I don't remember what happened exactly. I was like, this would be the coolest job ever. And the guy was like, yeah, we should come volunteer at one of the local fire departments. And I did. And I spent the next 3 or 4 years trying to get us a job in the fire department there. And have some great friends from there still that are now paid guys. I was told by a former fire chief that I didn't have the right look of a firefighter. You can't see it on the video or on the voice here, but the video will show I have a lot of tattoos.
Yeah.
Evidently, that was not
Firefighters are allowed to have tattoos.
firefighter. Not when you get hired. After you get hired, you can do whatever you want.
Pete, you're fucked too.
I didn't have the right look of a firefighter, I was told. And then there was the whole almost dying thing, and I said, fuck this.
Yeah.
I had
Yeah.
a kid, and I had too many dead kids handed to me. It was over it. And I went back to cooking. I really always, the best part about being a firefighter was dinner with the guys. The camaraderie, everything around it. It was making dinner every night or lunch when I was there. And,
Second family.
yeah, it really was, and I love them all to death to this day. Some of them are some of my closest friends still. I'm marrying a couple of them, not men.
You're going to
sorry.
perform the wedding.
It's not as odd as that. It
is both.
my buddy Tim is getting married to his soon-to-be wife that we actually introduced him to. My wife and her were great friends, and but now we're marrying them.
That's awesome.
In June. So we're still in touch. We still keep in touch and stuff. It's still cool, but. Definitely a different life from the restaurant lifestyle.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
So then, did you go straight to Walker's, or where was the transit?
No, so after that, I went to a place called The Mint in Belgrade, Montana, and I got a job as the executive chef. Little did I know they had no money to pay me. So I left a job I was doing precast concrete and firefighting at the same time. I was making stupid good money in concrete. And firefighting was helping out with a ton of stuff. And I was like, I want to go back to cooking. Got this job, and about 3 or 4 weeks after I was there, I walked to work one day, and the doors are closed, and there's nobody there.
no.
And the owner of the building is pulling the liquor off the walls, and he's saying, yeah, the guy who I'm leasing it to isn't paying the bill, so you guys are shut down. Well, I just quit my job. I bought a house. I've got a wife and a kid. I'd almost burned down my house cooking. Ironically enough, the firefighter chef burns down his house cooking. Yeah, there's a whole other story there. We're living in a hotel. I'm living at the Hilton Garden Inn in Bozeman. Because my
nice
house
place,
is...
though.
Oh, it was really nice.
Yeah,
My kid, when he was a year old, had his own pool. He was stoked.
Yeah.
And
His own pool and all the neighborhood kids he could play with.
oh,
at the hotel.
and
They were
Why is-
different every other day.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
going to say they had
Remember their
new
names.
kids
Friends.
every day.
Yeah.
And anyway, then I ended up in Big Sky. After that, we left Bozeman, moved to Big Sky, worked up there for 3 years at Lone Mountain Ranch, loved it. And then I got a job. I moved back here about 3 years ago when there wasn't snow on the ground every single day. And I was a chef at the Northern Hotel.
That's where I met you.
I took that over, yeah.
Harvey.
Yeah.
Nick.
Yeah.
And then how long you been at Walker's?
It'll be 2 years in May.
And you're
April or May.
clearly you're happy there. You're putting
I'm
out some
so
amazing
happy there.
food.
I loved the Northern. I loved everything they did there for me. But I
There's a
got a chance
poutine
to,
dish there that's pretty good.
It's a really good poutine dish. Peter V's poutine.
I'm
We
on the
name-
menu.
He's on the menu. He can't even eat the damn thing, though, because there's French fries.
I won't eat it.
You can just
But,
scoop the gravy off.
I just sniff it.
Why
But-
can't you have... Oh, you're...
Keto.
Keto, dude. We had this conversation.
I forgot. I just eat whatever I want.
Peter, how long have
remember?
you been in keto?
I go 3 months on, 2 months off.
Okay.
So the first time I started was June, July, August. And then I went just off the wagon.
Yeah, that'll happen, huh?
Pizza.
Yep.
And
I had sushi
on
last
my
night and I gained 2 pounds.
Oh, yeah.
Literally, I had sushi and cookies last night and I gained 2 pounds.
It's crazy, man.
that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So now I'm back on. I'm probably about 3 weeks in. And I feel great. You do.
Yep.
You do.
I have more energy. Mentally, I'm a little sharper. Not too much.
As sharp
I'm not
as you
that
can
sharp.
be.
Yeah,
I'm pretty dull.
I can only get so sharp, and that's not very sharp.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm
I
like
struggle with that too.
I'm a Cutco knife.
Are those still a thing? They're right there with my Kirby vacuum cleaners. I bet.
They are.
They're still selling them door to door.
I mean,
I actually think they are because I thought I saw it at the Metro at the Mate Show. This
No
weekend.
shit.
Yeah.
God,
Wow.
they were the first door-to-door knife company.
I think they were the only one.
Yeah, they might have been.
Kind of weird.
It's
to go
frowned upon now, door to door with knives.
with
Yeah,
a
that
knife, yeah.
Yeah,
that's called attempted murder.
it is.
Yeah, now you can't do that. No, you can't do anything anymore. Allegedly, you can't do
No,
anything
you can't do
anymore.
a single thing.
You
we
cannot.
live in
and
a
I'll-
very dangerous society.
Our social media is, and by nature, I am edgy, and I like to push the envelope on a lot of things. And in our industry, I feel like maybe we are looked at. Some of the stuff that, one of the shirts that we have.
The shirts are amazing.
They're hilarious. And one of them says, "Things I like hot." And it's funny because we were doing this with Shmela Shmovash's sister, Shmelly Shmovash.
She's going to love that you called her Schmelly.
I love you. I love you girls. I do. I love them.
We never treat you
we-
like that at Walker's.
Because we smell, Jesus Christ. we have Big Sky Coffee Roasters, which is the best coffee place in Billings.
Fact.
You're welcome,
100%.
Schmelly.
You're welcome, Shmelly Shmovash. I love you. So the shirt that we had was "Things I Like Hot," coffee, yoga, and your mom.
I've seen
was,
that shirt. Yeah.
and I thought that was
It's hilarious.
Wonderful.
Have you gotten some
Well, and then-
blowback from that?
No, and the funny, some of the stuff that we post, and we work with so many restaurants and so many other businesses in Billings.
That's how I've
and
done
that's
my
it.
car lot.
That's
That's all been
become
built on just
yeah.
dealing with or working with other
right,
restaurants,
and it has
other
been
business owners, and
Our-
it's been great for me.
Yeah, our best advertising
Yeah.
has been just doing stuff with we do stuff with Walkers all the time. Oh God!
I mean, I did 27 taco restaurants in a month, and did a review every single
Really?
day, and it's got over 70,000 views. Like I can go back and look; it's probably pushing 80,000 views now. It's a lot of work, but
Yeah.
it was one of the best things I ever did for my business because it got me out into other
Sure.
people's businesses,
Yep.
other things.
Cross promotion is the new marketing.
Yeah,
I mean,
and it was
and it
fun.
costs you
Yeah.
nothing.
No,
It costs you nothing except for your time to do it. I mean, it's
Right.
Well, I mean, you know,
that's pretty valuable. I mean, when you do what I did, that was I mean, you're talking 4, 5, 6 hours a day just making that. So,
eating tacos.
Well, and then
JP.
and then documenting the stuff and making it
proof.
making it you know, work for the other companies too. Like we go down, we'll go live. Yeah, at the restaurant.
Your guys' 406 was hilarious with the phone booth.
Oh,
great work on that one. I'm pissed that I didn't think of that.
I know, and you know, the other shirt that I wanted to, you know, I might not even say this. I don't know.
You're okay.
I might.
No, you remember
Nobody listens.
Okay, so this just, I mean, I thought a funny shirt.
I actually did subscribe, and I love it because it's hysterical to me. Because I love you guys.
Thanks, Pete.
I wanted to do. Are you gonna?
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to do Black Orchid Lives Matter. I didn't know.
Oh, yeah. No, I like it. I love it.
I will wear it.
You know.
Yeah.
But again, I'll tell you what. Everybody, so many. You know, you get some testy people that aren't huge.
Well, in my experience, what I figured out is you would get a little blowback when you do things like that. There's a couple people, but for the most part, the masses understand that you're just having fun.
Right.
And there's companies out there that actually, they figured this out that they'll have an employee put up a swastika on their Facebook page. Well, what's weird is these companies already have a publicist and everybody already lined out before it happens, so that they.
Oh, I know they do it. Yeah,
because it's free advertising.
Right,
you know, you get on CNN for putting a swastika on your. Ooh,
I know.
Party. Yeah, and I mean, there's
everybody's looking at it, no matter what, even if it's bad, you know. And my intention was never, but it was just one of those.
Everything that I've done, edgy and goofy and whatnot. Yeah, I've gotten some blowback from a couple of people, but I think that they're the type that are every single thing on the planet
going to offend them.
Offends them. But for the most part, everybody walks up to me and when I do something stupid, they're like, "Oh, dude, that video was great. That was
because
funny."
It gets a reaction.
Exactly.
It's not the same crap content all the time. And I that's kind of why I'm like think outside of the box type. You know, you don't want to go too far outside the piss off everybody box, but.
I like to be in the middle
I think
of the
just
box.
Doing the things that are and so it was like 2 weeks ago we put up a post and it it's kind of going back to the your mom thing and it was this chunky kid on a picture and Danielle, the gal that does a lot of our social media pictures and she takes faces out and puts faces just does the funny whatever, and it's a fat kid eating a sandwich, a larger kid eating a sandwich. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
And we posted it immediately and I think because we were working with Top Sandwich Company. And we posted a thing that said, "Tell you." No, it was not. It was like an 8-year-old kid, and he, really large, and he had a sandwich in his hand, and then, she cut out the thing and said, "Tell your mom to stop making me sandwiches."
Yeah, I saw that one, and I laughed my ass off.
Right, and then literally, I'm not even kidding you. 2 minutes later, we get a message on Facebook, and it goes, "Did you guys know that?" That is very insensitive to, larger kids. And I message back and I'm always very
women that are cheating on their husbands.
Well, right. And I'm always very, and I'm like, I'm sorry. That was never my intent. I'm not sorry, to be honest with you.
I'm not sorry.
I wanted to say, fuck you. Like, seriously.
Most of the time when I do something goofy, I didn't even think about the avenue that you're sending me
exactly.
Shit.
That was never.
You took it to a bad place. Like, well, it's like a dirty joke's only dirty if you make it dirty.
Here's the kicker to this whole deal: is this is on Facebook and this, whatever. And so I thought, I wrote, "Hey, that was never my intention. I'm sorry you took it that way." That again, I apologize. That was never, and I'm always try to be as professional, and I'm not a total asshole all the time. And she goes, "Well, my 14-year-old didn't think it was." And I said, "Well, maybe your 14-year-old shouldn't be on Facebook right now."
Fact.
And guess what? You can keep scrolling until it's not on the screen. That's another option. I don't know. I'll throw that one out there. Because you don't have to look at it, and you don't have, and it's like, okay, you do this, and now everybody else can't do it. And it's just like, well, maybe I should just not look at that and kind of do my own thing and stay in my lane. And but of course that's not how you
operate. Also, I don't know if this is going too far out on a limb, and I don't know if you can have 14-year-olds in your yoga class, but
we cannot.
Okay. Well, I was going to say,
you can be 18 in Montana, don't you?
You can.
Well, I mean, we have liability forms.
I was going to say your insurance company probably has something to do with it.
If parents, want to bring their kid they're more than welcome to. They sign the liability, and we have had kids, younger kids, but they have to be accompanied by a parent until they're 18.
Yeah.
And then, after that, because we do work with like West High track. We do work with like, a couple of the colleges and some of the football players. And, but yeah, for the most part, no, it's a very 18 to, God, we have 80-year-olds.
Well, guys.
Yeah.
This has been an absolute blast. We got to wrap this up, though. So I want to thank everybody. Nic.
Was that really that fast?
Yeah, that's yeah.
Holy shit, I gotta go to work.
Up, so make sure everybody subscribes.
Yeah.
YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. Make sure you're on Black Orchid, Walker's Grill. Walker's Grill does an awesome job of their Instagram and their Snapchat, so make sure you hit those up. I'll put those in the show notes down below. I'll put Black Orchid down there. We'll actually put maybe some nudes of Peter down there just for...
With a sandwich.
In a forward fold.
Yeah. With the forward fold, of course, because it is Facebook and you can't do anything on that. Make sure you guys subscribe to the podcast. Make sure you listen to it. And we really want to apologize for not getting Corey Champney. Corey, I apologize again.
Corey, man, I'm really sorry.
We're really trying to get you on the show, but we just don't have enough time. So I appreciate it, buddy. And
you'll get to meet him soon.
Yeah.
He's going to be on the podcast one of these days.
Just every week we just run out of time.
It's hard to get him up here. Our schedules conflict, and we'll get you up here though, Corey. Don't worry about it.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you. We'll tune in next week.
Thanks, guys.